This is the BGG Climbers list for the week ending 5/18/2022. This list is put together every week by Michael Alexander. I'll include links in the description below if you want to take a look at the list. There's a bunch of new items this week, so let's take a look at it. Start with number 10. So number 10 is Wonderland's War. This one's been on the list for a number of weeks. It's been doing actually really well with above 8.5. This week is the first week where it's done less than 8.5 in, I guess, since most of its delivery started happening. So this is a little bit over 110 ratings. This game, I still wholeheartedly believe it's going to be in the top 100 before the end of the year. It's just a matter of time. So Wonderland's War, number 10. Number 9, Unmatched Redemption Row. So this is a new game on the list, I believe. This is an expansion for Unmatched. I think standalone expansion. Let's see here. Yeah, re-implements. So yeah, standalone expansion includes 3 characters: Luke Cage, Ghost Rider, and Moon Knight. Unmatched has been, I haven't played it yet, but it's been getting extremely good reviews. I do think the whole concept of the game is really cool, where you're essentially taking people that normally wouldn't fight a lot of times and pitting them against each other in a match. Thus the name Unmatched. So I do think some of these have the potential to get into the top 100, but I don't think this one particular is probably going to make it. I think this one is aimed more at Marvel fans, which are obviously a large portion of the gaming board gaming group or board gaming society, or people that play board games like us. But I don't think it's going to have enough pull to end up in the top 100 in terms of number of ratings, etc. So that's number 9, Unmatched Redemption Row. Number 8 is Carnegie. So I'm wondering if this game's getting delivered. So the interesting thing about Carnegie is that it was available on Board Game Arena before or during the Kickstarter campaign for this, which might be one of the very few games available on Board Game Arena during the campaign. It allowed people like myself and many other people to play, as you can see, with 100 or 1,100 ratings, even before the game is available. I do think it must be getting delivered because this has got up 100 ratings in the last week and 100 ratings before. As far as the new ratings, they're coming in a little bit above 8, which is an improvement over its average rating of 7.74. And it's already at 979. So I don't see how this game isn't going to end up in the top 500. I played it before. I don't feel like it's a top 100 game for my play, but I do think it's probably going to land in the top 200 or higher. Partially because it has the Board Game Arena, which increases its availability, increases the demand, I think, having an online version. And also that I think it's going to have a retail version, I believe. I think the game is solid, but I didn't feel like this was a game I had to own, and thus my rating. You can see here it does have some cool mechanisms where it's almost like a thematic Euro. There's a lot of thematic stuff going on here because you're researching, you're building out your corporation, and then you're also doing this kind of area control on the map, if I remember right. There's a lot of cool systems. I think the production and the art looks really good on this. But again, it was a game that I didn't feel like I needed to own. Thus, I didn't back it. So we will see on Carnegie. I am sure we'll see this on the list in the future. So number 8, Carnegie. Number 7, Wild Serengeti. So this is a game that's a really cool looking cover. I commend them on the cover art there. Film wild animals to produce your own inspiring wildlife documentary. So this game is crowdfunding Kickstarter. So I wonder if this thing probably was on Kickstarter a while ago. Let's see. We can get a date on these images. Yeah, at least probably a year ago. These are some really cool animal meeples, though. Good artwork. I guess you're going to be looking around for animals. Let's see what the mechanisms are in this game. So action drafting in-game bonuses, open drafting pattern building set collection, and you're gonna achieve patterns of scenes by, I guess, filming animals. Very good game, easy to pick up. Lots of animal. Yeah, the animal meeples are really good. Kickstarter due June 2022. So yeah, I think. I mean, I think it looks good. I think it's probably not gonna. I mean, I guess it's medium weight, medium heavy, or sorry, medium weight. Maybe a little bit long. I think the production is really good. I'm not sure that the mechanisms are going to be strong enough to entice a lot of people. And its early ratings are a little bit lower than 8, which tends to be kind of the deciding factor between ending up in the top 100 and not, in my opinion. So my gut feeling of this is we're probably not going to see this in the top 100, maybe top 500, but it's gonna have to get a lot of ratings and maybe a retail release. So number 7, Wild Serengeti. Number 6, 10 Penny Parks. So this again, this is actually a Kickstarter I believe I looked at and did not back. It must be getting delivered. Let's see. Build an epic theme park to attract people visiting. It's going to come to retail instructional video. Maybe it wasn't. Oh, no. Maybe I saw it somewhere else. This wasn't a Kickstarter. Let's see who the artist is. Vincent Dutray. Okay, so yeah, maybe I saw it on Board Game Geek. I do like this artwork on the cards, though. That is cool. The boards less so, so I like the card artwork. I don't know. I guess the boards kind of look like an old-fashioned theme park in here. I don't know. It does look like a smaller game. Let's see how. Yeah, kind of a lighter game. I don't think this is going to end up in the top 100 either. I think that, yeah, and it's already, most of the ratings are sub 8. So this is going to be another game where it's probably not going to get in the top 100. You might be looking at top 500 depending on how the reception is, but I don't see it, at least from my taste, I don't think it's going to have the oomph to get in there. So that's 10 Penny Parks, number 6. Number 5, Ark Nova. So this game is at number 14 this week. I mean, as you get closer to the top 10, it gets harder and harder to get in there. But this game is getting 500 to 1,000 ratings, somewhere in between there per week recently, and it's just climbing up the list. I didn't think it had the potential, but at an 8.7 average, it, in theory, could surpass Gloomhaven, the top game. I don't think it's going to do that. I think it's, as more people play it, the rating tends to come down, and it's already kind of, I mean, it did go up a little bit, but it's kind of at the 8.7-ish range. I don't think it's going to have the oomph to overtake Gloomhaven, but we will see. So number 14, right now, we're probably a few weeks away, maybe 3, maybe 4, maybe 5 from the top 10, and it will unfortunately seat another very good game in the top 10. This is Ark Nova, number 5. Number 4, Foundations of Rome. So we've seen this a number of times. The ratings are coming in continuously higher than I expected. I mean, it's a very light game, but maybe this is going to be a light game in the top 100. I don't think it gets a retail release, so maybe it won't have enough ratings to get there, but it's going to be a top 500 game. At this point, it's almost guaranteed. So, number 4, Foundations of Rome. Number 3, The Ever Rain. So I don't even know if I've heard of this game. So let's see. Cooperative story-driven exploration game in a world on the brink of annihilation. Adam Smith. So I don't recognize the designer. And I'm assuming this was a Kickstarter. Yep. So this was a Kickstarter at some point. Maybe it's probably not on Kickstarter anymore. Cooperative exploration game where they must assemble their own motley crew of spirited mariners and take the dark seas in a world drowning under the curtain of endless and oppressive storm that threatens to drown the world. So, let's take a look at it. So this is on Tabletop Simulator, it looks like. I mean, the miniatures look pretty good. Comes with a board game mat. These dice do look amazing. Wondering if that's an early production copy of it. Yeah, so like those dice, I like the colors on them. I like the color scheme. I mean, I think things look good. I'm not sure that this is a game I would want to necessarily play. I mean, I do like cooperative games. My group tends to be less into story games, but miniatures is very nice and the pieces were intact. Needs expansions for replayability. Wow. 4 years for a reprint. So, yeah, and the production. Yeah, I mean, if it's going to be 4 years for a reprint, this one's going to be hard pressed to get anywhere close to the top 100. It's just probably not going to have enough copies out there. I guess there's a retail version of it, but who knows? I think it looks cool. I guess if it's going to get up there, we're going to see it in the next few weeks. So this is number 3, the Everrain. Number 2, Paint the Rose. So we saw this one last week. I think it was number 1 on the list or number 2. It's it's getting mid-7 ratings still. I don't see it. I don't see this one taking off and ending up getting 8s and 9s to end up in the top 100. It's a game that I think the artwork looks good on the box. I think some of the artwork in the game looks good. I didn't think the Kickstarter looked enough interesting for me to consider it, but it looks like a decent game, but maybe not exceptional. So, Paint the Roses, number 2. And number 1, Terraforming Mars. So, everyone knows what Terraforming Mars is. It moved back up to rank 4 from rank 5. It's just trading places with, I forget the game exactly, but it's probably on its downward swing because I think its final expansion is out. And I feel like Terraforming Mars is a game where they should do a second edition, Kickstarter, fix the tiles, fix the production of the artwork, streamline some of the game mechanisms maybe a little bit, and really just improve upon the formula that they had with Terraforming Mars. In some ways, I would regret a second edition because it would make me probably rebuy it if it had enough improvements. But I do feel once Prelude was added, maybe once you got some cards from some of the expansions, the game really is a captivating and interesting game with a unique theme. So there you have it. That is Terraforming Mars, number 1 this week. So if you like this video, please like and please subscribe, and please take a look at our other videos. Thank you.